So I'm still on the tatami, and this time I don't hesitate. A week has passed, and I approach this the way I approach everything else in my life. If I can do something, I study it. So I went home and watched people roll. From different angles, in slow motion, beginners, advanced, until I could break the movement down in details. Where the weight goes, where the head should be, how I position my arm. By the end of the week, I wasn't guessing anymore. I understood it completely. Well, at least in my head. To the point where I could have explained it clearly to someone else. Sort of sensei. Wednesday comes. Same tatami. Same movement. And I go for the roll. And this time I make it. From standing, clean enough that it feels like something finally clicked. And for the moment, I was genuinely ecstatic about this. My body followed instructions, and it feels like the system worked. Then I looked at the video, and it's not what I thought I did. Yes, I rolled from standing, and still the execution was off. The improvement was there, but everything is slightly wrong. The weight distribution, my arm position, it didn't land properly. At that point, there is nowhere to hide for me. I can't say I was afraid. I wasn't. And I can't say I didn't understand. I did. And still, my body did not do what I told it to do. This is the part that doesn't make sense at first, because you remove the fear, you learn the technique, and you are still duped by your body. If knowledge was enough, this would already be fixed, but it wasn't. The body is not trying to sabotage you. It's trying to protect you using patterns that are simply outdated for the situation. So, the body does not update through explanation and more explanation. It updates when reality repeatedly proves its prediction wrong without consequences. Every time you perform a movement, the brain compares what it expected to happen with what actually happened. And if nothing breaks and no injury occurs, the system slightly reduces the threat signal. Over time, those predictions adjust. So every movement is run against patterns the body has already verified as safe. If something is familiar, it runs smoothly. But if something is uncertain, it gets flagged. That uncertainty doesn't always stop the movement. Sometimes it allows it, but interferes just enough to keep it within a safer range. And that's exactly what shows up during my roll. And this is what that looks like. So the body lets me go forward, but more in a leap rather than a roll. I know exactly where to place my weight, I can explain it, and I can say it out loud, and still I can't make my body do it correctly. From the inside, it feels controlled, but from the outside, it's not precise. And that difference is everything, because the version that feels safe inside is not the version that's actually safe. So that update does not happen through more thinking. It happens through repetition, but not through drilling until you improve, because basically you will repeat your mistake over and over. This is about the body collecting evidence. So you go through the moment, you assess, you adjust, and you do it on repeat without expectations. And eventually position holds. And over time, what changes is not confidence in the psychological sense, but prediction. The body starts expecting the movement to be safe, and only then does it stop interfering. So this isn't limited to the mat. You prepare what you want to say in a meeting, you know it clearly, but in the moment your voice tightens, the structure slips, and one unexpected question from your boss throws you off just enough that you don't land what you intended. Or you decided to be bold in a small way. Yeah, something is as simple as wearing a red lipstick you wouldn't normally choose. And later, when you see yourself in photos, it feels slightly off. Not objectively wrong, but not fully you. And that's enough to make you pull back next time. In both cases, understanding was there, but execution wasn't. This is where most people stop, not because they can't improve, but because they see that they suck at something and decide it means something about them, that they are not capable or talented or young or something else. If understanding doesn't translate into execution, and even doing it once doesn't make the body accept it, it starts to feel like a personal limitation rather than a process. And the question is not whether you can do it, it's what changes when you repeat it enough that the body stops interrupting. Because at some point, the movement runs without argument, not because you felt confident, but because it is no longer threatened and treated as a threat. And if confidence only appears after that, then how is it actually built? That's what episode 3 is about.